All right, welcome to another episode of Shenanigans with Sharita, and I am your host, Sharita. How are you? If you are new here, thank you for stopping by, hanging out with us, and chit-chatting. And if you are a faithful downloader of the podcast, I love you. You guys have been amazing. So what's happened in the last week we've talked? Guess what? I finally got to hit up the RGV Rio Grande Valley Comedy Run, which is booked by the incomparable Raymond Orta. Thank you so much, Raymond, for putting us on. I went out, Otis Hicks was the headliner. I featured, and we brought out Bellagio Benny is a new up-and-coming open mic comedian. He's getting his hosting chops in, and he did really well. So it was, and the great thing that makes a comedy run when you go, because some people are like, oh, it's not a comedy tour if you're not hitting up multiple cities. Well, it was a comedy run. We'll call it a comedy run, because anytime I have to get in my car and drive somewhere else, especially for a 12-hour drive, that's comedy something, and we got paid. So thank you for everybody that came out to come see us. Thank you for everybody that gave us an opportunity, because a lot of times, like, we might be local celebrities in our area and they never heard of us in another area. So to be out there on the scene, we hit up Harlingen, Texas. We hit up South Padre Island, and then we ended it in La Feria, Texas, which I didn't know meant money. I'm like, oh, I wish I had some. So thank you to the Rockin' Q. Thank you to the Quarter Deck, and thank you to the Silverado Saloon. Unfortunately, and I hope it wasn't because us, it just coincidentally that we were the last group of comics to come through, that the Silverado Saloon, they were like, why do you guys always have comedy here? So they canceled the comedy. Because that is a country bar. So originally when people came in, they were expecting to do some line dances, get their yeehaws and boot scoot boogie on. And here we go. It's like three, four comics up there talking crazy. But thank you for those that came up to the show afterwards, especially the females, because I'm a comedian for the females. We bash men a little bit, especially when we're on top. And they came and said, thank you so much for saying what we can't say. So they enjoyed the show, and that's what it's all about: being entertaining, being fun, and having a good time. So first and last time at the Silverado Saloon, and again, they said it's no hard feelings, nothing personal, but the people there, they just want a country line dance. So y'all get y'all boot scoop boogie on and yeehaw, right? So controversy, we do the 10-minute shit talking. I'm getting right into it, because on this trip I done found out some things. Listen, when you are invited to go out on a comedy run, you have to ask questions, bro. All right, because a lot of us, we don't all have money to get on a plane. Sometimes it's convenient to get on a plane, especially if you have a short amount of time to get from point A to point B to point C to point D, because a comedy tour costs money, and unfortunately you make your money on the back end. So you have to have the money to go out of your comfort zone, go out from your local area where you could just Uber, bum rides from friends, take Sun Metro, things like that, right? Well, this comedy run that they had, that I found out about, I'm like, they went out with a vehicle that was not 1020 standards. It was like bald tires, no oil change, no oil in the car. Like, the car was just about to break down. And the group of people involved, they done hoodwinked and bamboozled a person that didn't even own the car over $600. They made them buy tires for this other person's car. You got to be kidding me, because no, like the comedy run that I did, all right, sometimes I do get booked because I have a reliable vehicle. Guess what? That's the nature of the beast. Sometimes it's like, hey, I can get you a guest spot, and nobody wants to go out for a guest spot, because guess what? Guest spots don't get paid normally. And it's out of the goodness of the feature and the headliner. If they want to slide you a couple of bucks because you're coming out there, you're brand new. Most guest spots, you're doing like 5 to 7 minutes. 5 to 7 minutes might get you at $10, if that. So again, the logistics in going out on a comedy run is gas, food, lodging, all right? Incidentals, because I don't know what you need. Only you know what you need. Did you bring enough medication if you're on medication? Can you? And then remember, when you go, you have to come back. So it's not only afforded to be on the trip itself, but you have to come home and still survive until that next paycheck comes in, right? And this person lost his job. Like, he sacrificed his job to go on this comedy run. Like, who does that? Like, you're firing people because they're telling you, hey, I'm chasing my dream over here. My dream is to be a stand-up comedian, hopefully a national touring comic, hopefully super professional, selling out theaters somewhere. And they confiding in you. At least they let you know that they're a stand-up comedian, that they're going out and doing comedy. And you tell them now, you know what, we don't need you anyway. So, like, good luck, but yeah, get out of here. So that person was already out $600, turned around, had no job to come back to, and just getting hoodwinked and bamboozled in the comedy world. That's the lowest of the low. There's just no way. There's no plausible explanation of why that happened. It should not have happened. And my thing is this: if your car is not up to standard, you should say no. You should say, hey, I got the money to get new tires right now. Slip and slide your ass in El Paso. Don't go on the roads. Well, you shouldn't be slipping and sliding in El Paso either, because that's a potential driving fatality that you could be having, right? Because how many times you see the signs that'll sit there and say, make sure your tire pressure is up to date, make sure your tires are not bald. And yes, it was a female's car. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But it's like, what the fuck? Like, honestly, like, you cannot tell me that you're just driving around a clunker and you're not fixing it. And I know times are hard, but it's tax season. All right, April 15th passed. You should have filed your taxes, okay, and got back a little something, even if it's $200. All right, you can find a tire place that'll like rent you some tires, you know, for $25 on the low or something like that. But that was very unfortunate that happened to a comic, especially a brand new comic. And it's things like that, like when you've been doing comedy for a long time, that you're looking for mentorship, you're looking for guidance, you're looking for the how-tos, the what-nots, the do-nots, what not to do. And you don't have that because it's like, well, I'm just gonna milk you for what I can get out of it. That's, come on, like, we still like shitting on people at this stage, like, really? And remember what shenanigans stands for. Shenanigans literally stands for, like, the weirdest shit that can possibly happen in life, right? So that's what we talk about here. And it's like, yeah, I get it. It's not my experience. It didn't happen to me. But my car is my responsibility. My registration, making sure that it has insurance. And trust me, I pay a shitload for the insurance. And then I'm the dumb one that put it on auto pay by accident, and I don't know how to take it off. But at least I know I have insurance, right? So if I get on, you know, a fender bender on the road, I'm covered. Everybody in my vehicle is covered. Safety first. You got to care about people a little bit, you know, because if I'm riding in your vehicle or something happen, I'm suing you. I'm getting all your comedy coins, okay? That little $10 for your little guest spot, I'm taking it, okay? I'm suing you. I'm suing your kids. I'm suing your whole bloodline. Bro, you're not going to sit there and just take me off the world because of negligence. That's the most horrible thing you can do, right? And then, unfortunately, we talked about it. You know, like, he probably going to hear the podcast and know I'm talking about him, but it's unfortunate. And hopefully, we told him, I was like, nah, bro, you got to start asking questions. That goes for anybody. Start asking questions before you go out there and get hoodwinked and bamboozled. Because money's tight already. Inflation's going up. You come back and you homeless. And then what? You bumming on couches, you know. But I love his dedication, because he's like, yeah, I got fired, but I'm out here on open road, and it was great. Because on a comedy road trip, you get to bond with the people that you're in the car with, not have sex, bond, meaning get to know them, get to know their life, their story, their why. Why did you become a comedian? Why do you think stand-up is for you? Oh, why are you going out there trying to make people laugh on your darkest day? Bonding in that way, you know. And it's sad that I had to say, like, because I'm the only female most of the time when I go on these trips. So they're like, oh, how'd you get booked? You slept with so-and-so? No, I actually am funny. My comedy speaks for itself. Things like that. But yes, South Padre. You guys are some freaks. Yes. Found out the hard way, the pineapple community is abundant. And it was great because a lot of you heard my shibari jokes where I'm tying people up in my comedy routines. The neighbors bringing over some pineapple upside down cakes, and we found out that, yeah, South Padre Island got a lot of upside down pineapples. They were amazing. So thank you so much. They enjoyed the comedy. They enjoyed the jokes. They were such good sports, and it was just for days, just nonstop memories, you know. And the great thing about comedy, and what people fail to realize, is comedy is supposed to take you away from that mundane, humdrum, day-to-day routine that gets us frustrated, gets us stressed out. We know we got bills to pay. We know we have families to take care of. We know we have to take care of our health. And just to relax for 2 hours. Oh, excuse me. I bet y'all heard that. I'm sorry. But just to relax for 2 hours and laugh and have a good time and forget the stresses of the day. Because we met Ron. Ron was out there having a good time. Shout out to Ron and his wife. They were from Minnesota, so they came all the way out and hung out. They were in South Padre for 6 months. So if y'all are hiring, because what job lets me go away for 6 months and then I could afford to stay in a resort? Yes. And I promise you the weather was lovely. We went out to the beach. I put my feet in the water. That counts, okay? I can't swim. Y'all know that. And I'm not trying to swim with Godzilla and Jaws and the rest of them. But the weather was beautiful. It was hazy. We got some light showers, some sprinkles. But it was like 85 plus degree weather. And the humidity's there. So it was just literally a breath of fresh air being out there in South Padre. And I hope and pray to have that experience again, whether it be a comedy show or just to go out there on vacation and just mellow out and just chill. So, I mean, that was just the greatest ever. And I'm be honest, I'm be real with you, because I didn't think Raymond Orta remembered me, but when he introduced me to the crowd, he was like, I did her podcast way back when she first started, and now she's here doing comedy with you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he remembered. So to be remembered for doing something, whether it's the comedy, whether it's the Shenanigans podcast, I feel like I feel appreciated. I feel like yes, I'm doing stuff to get noticed in a positive light, bringing comedy to the masses. So it was just, it was awesome. And and then World Travel Fast in the comedy community. So if you do good, people gonna know. Just like if you do bad, if you bomb, you ate a dick, you just back to the drawing board, start again, rewrite, because that's all you can really do, you know. And it's not your fault. Sometimes in the room, some comics will tell you like the room itself, they just don't get you. But it's impossible to be in a room of 50 or more people and nobody laugh. It's you. It's you. Now it's different. And then we talked about this last time. Remember I said like there's a room full of 50 people in there. At least make 45 of them laugh. Because somebody wasn't listening, somebody was on their phone, somebody got distracted, somebody stepped out for cigarettes, okay? That should be your only excuses. And then shout out to the Rockin' Q, because we were there, and unlike El Paso, there was only one kid in the bar. So, pretty little girl, like maybe 6 years old. I mean, she was listening, so I hope I inspired her, to ask questions when you start dating, mama. Ask questions. What do you come with? What do you bring to the table? And then when there's no table, what do you bring into the picnic? Okay, that's all I want to do. Is I want to inspire the young generation of female comedians to go up there and talk your shit, sis. Talk it, but make it funny, right? That's what we do here. So that's what we got going on. I'm like, yeah. So we're not ending April yet. We're in the middle of April, the 22nd of April. And again, if you didn't file your taxes, you're wrong. You're just wrong for that. Because I'm looking for handouts. I need you guys to subscribe. There's a subscribe button on the podcast. Go hit that button to subscribe, right? Then it was brought to my attention, the last episode that we taped, because remember, we are in the Beanalog Studios. Look them up, Beanalog. They're here for you, for your podcasting, you rapping, you doing some music, you doing something, acting, whatever. It's a studio. You talk to Louisa. Awesome DJ out here supporting. I've known her for like over 8 years. Yes, I've known her for a long time. So to have this, and we promote females. Yes, that's the main focus, is to get females out there that have a platform and nobody knows. Whatever business you're into, if you're selling food, you're selling records, you're selling something, you have a service, like they say in the Robots movie, you see a need, fill a need, right? So for you to have a place to do that here, Beanalog Studios is awesome. Get your business out there on the map, because if they can't support you if they don't know you exist, right? And sometimes we need help with that. Sometimes we think that nobody's in our corner. We're not getting the support and the help that we need, because it's hard to trust people. It's hard to have an idea. You bring it up, you talk about it, you brainstorm, and then like not even a month or two later, that person that you confided in took your idea, ran with it, and voila, they have some brand new exciting thing, and you're like, wait a minute, that was mine. Like, how dare you? Like, why would you do that? And they're like, better luck next time, bestie. No, you don't get to call me bestie, okay? You might call me inmate, but you don't get to call me bestie. So anyway, but that's the thing. But there are people out there to support you, and we see it all too often. Like if you're on Facebook still, because we don't know what's going on with TikTok, but if you're on Facebook, you see the memes, and what do the memes say? Your biggest supporter is a person you've never met in your life, but you reached out to them, they found you, you spoke to their spirit, or hopefully them, and something about you caught their eye, their attention, and it just became, and just like that, sometimes things just become. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, don't give up. Don't give up the fight, because a lot of things take years to do, and some of us think, well, we don't have years. Yeah, we run out of time, but the time that you have, are you being productive? Because I promise you, I'm horrible with time management. There's 24 hours in a day, and if I could, I would just lay in my bed for the whole 24 hours and just relax. But nothing gets done like that, okay? And then your body's going to tell you to get your ass up, get in gear, let's move. And speaking of getting in gear and let's moving, I will be back in the gym because, for those of you that know, I'm still in the military, right? And I put a post up there that after 25 years, I was going to retire. I finally got my Order of Merit list number. I'm in the running to get promoted to Sergeant First Class. And I wrestled with the idea of, should I stay or should I go? In being a kid out of Brooklyn, New York, with no sense of direction, I fell out of how many schools in Brooklyn? I graduated high school. I graduated from Catholic school. They make sure that you won with the Lord, you get your diploma. But when you get to college, you're on your own, bro. And you find out things like I couldn't afford tuition, and I did start taking out loans. And had I knew then what I knew now, I would have just probably at least got my bachelor's. But it didn't work out that way. I didn't get my bachelor's degree till many moons later, through the military. And I'm very fortunate that the military was my bread and butter. Like you all know, for me to do 25 years, especially like I went from a married woman to a divorced woman, single parent with 4 kids. Like the military didn't kick me out. They didn't fire me. They made it tough, but I persevered. I took care of my family, and it's just something about finally having the opportunity to make E7, because I feel like, yeah, I messed up my military career. One day we'll sit down and we'll talk about it. Trust me, it's a interesting 25 years of how I lasted this long. And for those of you who are questioning it, I did 18 years active duty, and the rest of the time I am currently in the reserves. And some people are like, oh, that don't count. And well, it counts on my pay. When they pay me for 25 years, so it counts for something. And so I think, but in order for me to get this next rank, I got to take the Army Physical Fitness Test, the combat one, the ACFT. I've taken it once before. I failed that run miserably, but I only failed it by like 2 minutes. So if I stop breathing, it's worth it. So I'm going to be back in the gym. I'm going to work for that, because that's all you need to do is pass the PT test in school to get pinned and promoted. I already have all the accolades. I have the degrees. I have the knowledge, the experience, the know-how. So I want to end my career on a bang. So if I can get the E7 rank and then get the fuck out, yes. Because that retirement check going to be nice, all right? Like I said, I got 4 kids to take care of, and you never know where the money's coming from nowadays with the way the economy's going. So kudos to me. So, but always let us know what's going on in your world, you know. We're going to have some guests. We had some guests come up on board. So hopefully we'll be talking to Gil Faction. He's a musician, and he was here in El Paso, but he moved to Houston. So he probably will be our first podcast guest that will be remote. And we'll probably look into Zoom or some other podcasting platform where we can have duality. All right, well, I'll be here in the studio and he'll be here where he's at, and we'll do that. And then Dan the Man, we talked, and he has shown interest that he wants to be on the podcast as well, and he's local, so he just come in the studio, and we're going to talk to him. We're going to bring awareness to Asperger's, all right, and some of the mental health issues that arise, and you know, how does he go about the world with Asperger's, okay? And he has a successful podcast. It's called Dan the Man. It's on YouTube. He features a lot of people, and we'll see how that goes. He features a lot of people, not me, but hey, there's a first time for everything. But I'm not like that. You can come on a podcast if you got something to contribute. We always want to promote. And like I said, we're female driven, but we're not going to exclude you because you don't have a vagina. That'd be wrong. It's called discrimination. And we don't want to discriminate, but men have it. Well, we can start controversy because they say men have it easier. It's a man's world. But I think it's changing. It's changing in so many different ways. Women are coming up now. You see it on a lot of social media platforms where women are like, I don't need no man. I'm good. I got my career. I got my house and my car. I make my own money. So is it possible to fade men out of this society? No, because we need a president. And you guys are not hiring any females no time soon. But I stay away from political because that's always a touchy subject, just like religion. So yes. So let us know. So yes, that was the cap. That was like the kids say, no cap. So the recap, we went to South Padre Island, the RGV area. Shout out to Sonia Trevino. She came to check up on us, made sure we had some living arrangements, accommodations, really good. Shout out to the people of Harlingen. We do not know where you keep your black population. But thank you for making sure that I did not stay there longer than I needed to. Okay. But next time, it's not like El Paso where you keep all the people in the Northeast. I saw maybe like 5 or 6 people. I knew they were tourists, but where's the rest of your population? Like people that actually live there, because the pineapple community, they was like, you should move out here. Baby girl, if I'm the only one that looks like me, I'm not going to do that. That's scary. I mean, I'm all inclusive. But then I'm lazy too, because I never wanted to be poly. It seems like a lot of work to be poly, like to have an open relationship. And it's like, yeah, well, me and my husband think you're cute. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Just buy me a drink, and then let's sit at the bar, talk our shit, and I'm gonna go home, and you guys, you could like fantasize about me, but I can't do poly. It's like it's a lot of work. And then I have a joke where I talk about. Like somebody asked me, would you ever date a bisexual man? And I'm like, no, because I feel like as a woman, I'm already competing with other women for the affection of one man. Can you imagine adding another man to that? And we're both on our knees talking about, I bet you I can suck him off better. No, that's too much. You guys, no, that's too much. I'm already lazy. It's too much. Okay. Cardi's gonna come out with a new song. She cooks and cleans, but she don't get a ring. I can't fight for the dingling. I just can't do it. And then the LGBT community. Look, you making me relearn the alphabet. I thank you for that. But at the same time, you don't have to ask me at every show. So, you want to come over? No, I'm good. Just come to the show, support, like, follow. And I'll love you a long time from a distance. Can we do that? Yay. I'm an ally, and I'm good with being an ally. I'm good with supporting and loving you. And then I'll watch. I'll film. If you need somebody to hold a camera, I got you. Yeah, I got you. I know some good angles. We can work on the lighting. And I'm like, no, lift your leg up. No, your other leg. You're not licking it right. And then, But yeah. Remember, these are just jokes. It's what I do. Okay, so like I said, and then you guys should be proud of me. Like I said, this is a weekly podcast now. So every week we're going to have an episode. I promised you that. I owed you that. Consistency. Consistency is key. So what? I'm starting 2024 in April. Don't judge me. I'm here until the rapture. Okay? I hope you all got your solar powers from the eclipse. Next up is Aries season. Taurus, I don't know the zodiac signs, but good luck. And if you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Buy some merch. I got some shirts. Give your shirts to your grandma. I promise you, they're colorful and very nice shirts. Until next time, love you guys. Peace.